Hunter. I've picked this replay today because Dimaga has just been kicking so much ass in Korea. Straight up, the GOM TV organization puts on a world league where it pits foreigners against Korean players, and in a recent team battle, Dimaga really carried his team as a Zerg player, knocking out two of the best Koreans in the world, and then finally losing to another Zerg player. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he's gonna do in this ZvZ. He is going up against dKiller, dKiller, I don't know, I'll call him whatever, but the yellow Zerg player. He's at the bottom position. This is a 3-player map. This is Test Bug from an ESL tournament, and I don't have much information about dKiller. I haven't really heard of him other than today, and I haven't even actually cast any games on this map. It is a pretty interesting map. Being that it is a 3-player 1v1 map with 3 different textiles as well. You've got, like, I guess the sandy area, the grass area that Dimaga is spawned at, and then down here is like space. Space exploration. Oh god. Yeah. Anyways, Dimaga here actually has a very early scouting pro. If we look at Dimaga's vision, he's already scouted. I want to keep the production tab up. Okay, both players. This is what ZvZs are all about. You got both players scouting. Finally, actually, dKiller is not only he's not sending a scouting drone out. Dimaga here trying to block the hatchery, the potential hatchery, but dKiller decides, forget it. I'll put down a spawning pool. If you're not going to let me put down my hatchery, you got to spend that money somewhere. He puts down a spawning pool. But Dimaga, on the other hand, doing a fast expand, so that was like 16 supply. That hatchery finally went down quite late. These overlords just floating by each other in the middle of the map. Another one of Dimaga's overlords, and this overlord here just scouting the front of dKiller's natural. So dKiller, of course, getting the faster spawning pool puts him a little bit behind with respect to income and the economics of the game, and drone count, of course. Both players getting an extractor at the same time as well, so maybe similar tech patterns to come. A queen is on the way at dKiller's base. No queen out yet for Dimaga. So in Zerg versus Zerg, let's see how long it takes Dimaga to actually get his queen down. I mean, he obviously couldn't even have a queen at this point. Spawning pool hasn't even popped yet, so let's see. He is going to have enough money. So as soon as the spawning pool is complete, queen is on the way. Of course, that spawning pool being, much later than dKiller's. The hatchery for dKiller later than Dimaga's hatchery. So, I guess sort of on paper, you would expect dKiller to put pressure on. He's got 2 lings out, and it doesn't even look. Actually, I was going to say on the production tab, we see 4 lings on the way for Dimaga. So Dimaga's lings are going to be in great shape. Dimaga even spots the Zerglings with his own overlords, and now 2 lings out already, and 2 more to come with the queen. And although this is this is good scouting information for dKiller, he knows exactly what's going on in Dimaga's base. Dimaga's still sort of in the dark. Let's see what our yellow Zerg, dKiller is going to go for with respect to tech. I'd expect him to put something down. Oh, he's going to actually do a lot of pressure. He's putting 12 more lings down. Both players getting speed at the same time. But yeah, 12 lings compared to a Dimaga who's droning up really heavily. So these are, this is really the crucial moment of the game. And as we can see, the highly aggressive dKiller putting down a Roach Warren. The defending Dimaga putting down a Baneling Nest. So Roach is really strong against Banelings, of course. They're armored units. Banelings don't have a damage bonus to Roaches. And if you can just use your Roaches to kill off the Banelings, then it's kind of a cakewalk from there. You've just got, Zerglings and Queens you're up against. So both players, okay, we can take a look again on the production tab. 18 Zerglings just popping right now for Dimaga. A whole bunch on the production tab as well for Killer. Let's keep an eye on Killer's vision, maybe.
Under attack.
He just sent in a sacrificial Zergling, just checking, an early scout. But look at these Banelings. You can see they're only halfway done morphing in, so this is a great time for dKiller to engage, getting a solid surround. He's worried about the Banelings, though. Exactly, and you see the yellow Zerglings retreat right away as soon as those Banelings hatch. Excellent micro, but crucial micro by dKiller, sending a couple sacrificial links. And you know what? Sacrificing speedlings for banelings is always a great idea. Speedlings, of course, very cheap units. And we have a bit of a counterattack. Both players just heading to, you know, the opposing base, almost like some kind of base harassment race. Who can do more damage here? And dKiller's Lings forced away by defending Speedlings in Dimaga's base, but Dimaga, now the Roaches are out, Dimaga's Speedlings are killed as well. Both players just, I mean, except, actually, Dimaga's still droning up pretty hard, but it looks like dKiller wants to end this soon. He's still pumping out, well, now he's getting a couple more drones as well, so both players trying to keep their sort of accounts balanced. As we look at the income tab, we can see just how hard Dimaga's been droning up. He's got twice as many drones as dKiller, and it seems, I'm wondering what dKiller actually wants to do. He can either just say, forget about drones, I'm going to all in very shortly and try to crush you because you've been so greedy with the drone count, or he can attempt to get back in it by just pumping drones himself, maybe picking up an extra base, but I think the latter there would be a much more difficult option. A Roach Warren only finally completing now for Dimaga, and wow, 8 Roaches on the way. So this is the timing Dimaga was looking for. You can just see a massive spike in the army count for Dimaga with 11 Roaches, and already a supply advantage. Well, actually the supply is just because of all those eggs, 12 Roach eggs, right? And now we see the supply jumping even further, producing more and more Roaches. Dimaga going to come up with a devastating attack very shortly. Dimaga, the red, has got good map control as well. He's using speedlings to make sure that dKiller isn't picking up an extra third, an extra base. Even waltzing a queen out. dKiller going to try to get rid of the map control of Dimaga. Queens can actually catch overlords that don't have their speed upgrade. And I'm kind of just waiting for Dimaga to move out here on what as we see on the units tab. Double harvesters for Dimaga. Same number of speedlings. Roach count is pretty similar as well, actually, at this stage. Both players very close. No one opting to get upgrades, and that surprises me just a little bit, because in a mirror matchup, and especially in, you know, Zerg versus Zerg, upgrades can just be the truly make it or break it component. That's it. It's just upgrades. You know, creep spread isn't important. Well, you can't say that. It depends on unit compositions. But hold that thought. Here we go. Final battle. A ton of speedlings for both players. Speedlings dropping very quickly, very evenly. But dKiller doesn't... I mean, it looks like he's a little light on the Roaches. Dimaga, of course, has that tiny rally point, and he did have Larva saved up, and that's it. dKiller is forced to GG. It's just such a volatile matchup that the smallest increase in your unit count, you know, will tip the scale, and that was the case here with the Roaches. All right, let me know what you guys thought about this particular matchup. Mirrors can sometimes be a little dull, but I thought this one was really tense, really exciting. It really does depend on the players and the matchup. But I enjoyed this one. Let me know what you guys thought. Look forward to more of my videos. I'm going to be uploading lots of different videos this week, so stay tuned. And if you really want to help me out, you can rate this video just below with a thumbs up. That would actually be really amazing.